how much time does has the game been in development?
The game, we've taken about 2.5 years to develop. We had a very strong foundation with the first game, so we didn't start from scratch. But we had to obviously build the new locations, new characters, new mechanics.
Lots of new characters.
Oh, lots of new characters. Lots of new villains in the game. You've got people like Calendar Man, Zaz, Penguin, Solomon Grundy.
You're really looking forward to that.
I mean, so are we. We're very excited to kind of see people's reaction to the game because, like I say, the first game was unexpected. People didn't expect the game to be so big,
yes.
Especially a superhero game like Batman, you know. People thought that.
And so fulfilling as well, because it was not only big, it was it gave pleasure for the gamers too.
Yeah, I mean, this is very important for us to make sure that the players are excited and
they interact with
they immerse themselves into
their favorite characters.
Yeah.
And how much time does the first game took to develop?
The first game?
Yes.
The first game, I think around about the same. Let's say 2.5 to about 3 years. I mean, we obviously did a lot more pre-production to kind of put our stamp on what the game is and how it is going to develop.
And further. The crew involved with the development, they were about the same crew, or the second game?
It's the same team.
Same
Rocksteady,
team.
obviously, we grew in size since the first game. We were quite a small team to start with. I mean, we didn't expect at all for the game to be as successful and as big as it was. So obviously, when it did, and we got the go-ahead to do the second one, it was about time that we kind of grew in size a bit to kind of take on such a big project.
And I think Arkham City, it will be one of the major games of the year. What can you tell us? What do you think it will surprise the fans more?
What will surprise the fans more?
Yes. What is the main catch? The main difference between this game and the first? You already told us about the lots of new characters and stuff. But what do you think is the most special new feature that will?
Well, the game world for itself right now is 5 times bigger than it was in Arkham Asylum. We're taking the action to the streets of Gotham City. We've got tons of new features for combat, which is a very exciting feature for us, like very fundamental for us to have that free flow system where players can kind of jump in, kind of beat the crap out of the thugs out there. Now that's evolved tremendously, and we've got new predator moves, we've got a new gliding mechanic, which now you can glide around the entire city without ever touching the floor. You know, the reason behind that is we don't want to have a vehicle as such, because that'll slow things down. You want to make sure that you are the person of the night. You know what I mean? So making you actually feel like the Dark Knight. Can you tell us about the gameplay time? It's much bigger than the first one. For sure. I mean, we're looking about 25 hours to complete the main game, but then you've got all the side stories and side quests, which, if you did all that, it will take probably about 35 plus hours to kind of complete the entire game. That's great. That's a really engaging experience for the players. For sure. I mean, they've also got the challenge mode, which we had in the first game. And this time it's all about Riddler's revenge, how he can kind of get his own back on you. So players can always go back into that and compete with their friends online and stuff. So it's a very challenging experience. And do you have any plans to bring other superheroes to this kind of format, this game format? Right now we don't know. Genuinely we don't know. Don't have the time. Our main objective is to make sure that Batman Arkham City is phenomenal and people love to play Batman again. And a lot of fans were really worried about the new characters and new additions to the game. What do you think you can tell us to these gamers that will ease their minds about the new game? The game it's the same mechanic but enhanced. But what do you think the fans will love more about the new game? I already asked you that. Let me rephrase that. I think I know what you mean, though. I think I think what they're going to like is the open world aspect of it. Do you know what I mean? Because in Batman Arkham Asylum, sorry, it was very kind of claustrophobic and very tight and intense. Like the story narrative was very you and Joker toe to toe throughout the entire game, and then you kind of confront him right at the end. In Arkham City, like I say, it's a very open world. You can kind of explore and kind of do what you want. There's also obviously the main arc of the story, which we want to kind of keep pushing and making people follow along. But when people want to diverge off and kind of try different things, maybe go and rescue somebody who's getting beaten up, or maybe go and see Bane or Zaz in a side quest, those things are there for people to kind of take on. And not to mention we've got Catwoman as a special star guest. Players can kind of play her. She makes that up to be about 10% of the game. So in a 25 plus hour game, that's about a couple of hours of good solid gameplay with her. So. Great. And she's interwoven into the main arc of the story, so you kind of dip in and out or Batman and Catwoman.
And what do you think could be the next step for you guys now? Do you plan to do an Arkham world, like you said, to bring more gameplay, even more gameplay for a third version? I know you're not thinking about this right now, before the launch, but do you see this happening in the future?
Honestly, I've already said I cannot predict what we're going to do next. What we have to do right now is finish the game completely, because there's still a few things that we're trying to fix. And then I think everyone's just going to crash and kind of take some time out and kind of recoup, because everyone's been working so hard to kind of finish the game. And then in a couple of months' time, we'll see what we're kind of...
And are you guys developing other parallel projects, different teams?
No, we're just a one project team,
okay.
so we're fully concentrated on
that's why it's so great, because you really work at it. Okay, thank you so much.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.